doing? Are we doing all right? Are we having fun? Are we having a great day? It's so wonderful to be here once again. It's really, really, really nice to be with you. I'm just going to try share my screen whilst we start. Just give me 1 minute. Share my screen. Okay. Um, just give me 1 minute, sorry. So while I'm doing this, if you were here last the last event that we had, could you just signify on or just react um if you were here and if you on what you learned. So please on the chat, just yes, just let us know if you're here. Let just react on the chat if yes, thank you, Shimlori. Thank you very much. Yes, let me share my screen. Well done. I hope you got something. I hope you learned something the last time. And this time also just going to move forward with some of the things we learned. Last time we looked at, well, can someone just type what did we look at last time? What did we look like? Or if you want to unmute yourself, what did we learn last time? Um, okay, because of time, we'll just say we learned that you find your voice and what? Change your world. Find your voice and change your world. And this time we are looking at voices that shape change. Voices that shape change. You see, last time we spoke about how you can find your voice and the things you need to do. Um, but this time we are going to look at a few other things, just going deeper into it. And I hope from the last time, I hope we were able to put those things into practice to be able to find our voice. And as we would say later on in future, if you need mentorship, if you need coaching on those things, please let us know, and we will be happy to help. Yes. So this time we will be looking at how you can develop or discover your inner voice, how you can find mentors, how you can build your circle, and how you can own your authentic voice. Each and every one of us, each and every one of us, number one, we have something important to offer. We have something very important to offer. No matter how young we are, we have something very, very important to offer. And there is a unique way in which we could express those things that we have to offer. We might have the same thing, both of us. We might have the same thing, the same gifts. Let's put it that way. But we have unique ways by which we can express those giftings. I love this verse in the Bible that says that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So God has created each and every one of us in a unique way, so special and so unique. And that's why our fingerprint is just for us. There's no one else that share the same fingerprints as we do because we are unique. And so how we can then use our uniqueness to express our voice, to express our gift, so that the world around us could learn or to gain from it or to be transformed by it is part of what we are looking at today. So the first question is, why does your voice matter? Why does your voice matter? See, every voice carries the power to spark change. To spark change. And I will even go further to say when we talk about change, change could be positive or negative. Every voice has the power to spark whether positive change or negative change. And that's why we are here today, because we want our voice to spark positive change. there are a lot of voices around that enables or encourage people to do negative things, that enables people to be lazy, to focus on something else. But we want to develop a voice that brings positive change. And it's quite important that we as young people are able to know or find out our voice and use those voice even when we are young. No one is too young to use their voice to spark positive change. I say when young people speak up, they shift conversation, they challenge norms, they inspire action, and the history proves it. Because when a courageous voice stands its ground, that's where we find movements. That's where we find people coming together to make a change. So don't stay silent. Can you tell yourself, don't stay silent? Say, Joshua, don't stay silent. May put your name there and just say, don't stay silent. We need your voice. And so, as we said, every change begins with a voice. Whoever heroes, just think about them. The heroes you know, the heroes that you can see around, they started with a voice. So then we are going to look at there are different voices that shape change. There are different voices that shape change. And before we look at this, I would say there are like five different voices which we'll look at. And the first one is the voice within. The voice within. Every one of us have got a voice within. It's the inner voice. Is the inner voice. Is the Even if you never talk to anybody in your life, you definitely have an inner voice that talks to you or that you talk to. Is that inner voice that you have this constant conversation? Is the inner voice that shapes how you see yourself? Is the inner voice in some cases that tells you whether you can do something or you can't do something? There are sometimes we want to do something and people will be like, oh, I'm too shy. Is the inner voice that is telling us that we are too shy, or maybe our ideas are not good enough? Is the inner voice that tells us, that makes us believe what is possible and what is not? Is the inner voice that determines how boldly we can speak or we choose to speak up in the world? And so the question we then have to ask is, what is my inner voice saying? What is my inner voice saying? And so once we know what the inner voice is saying, whatever it is, whether it's negative or positive, the first step is knowing what exactly is my inner voice saying. If I want to do something, what does the inner voice say? When you then realize what it is, that's the first step to finding a solution. If it's negative, if your inner voice is telling you limiting things, then we need to rewrite it. So the first step is reflecting. What is your inner voice saying? Then when you understand what your inner voice is saying, you can understand the way you then see yourself. You can then understand whether or not it's helping you or is preventing you from reaching the level that you're supposed to reach. So we if it's not serving you the way it should, we then need to rewrite it. So the first thing we need to know is to identify negative patterns. Negative patterns. And those negative patterns is, for example, when you want to do something big, when you want to do something exciting, the voice says, oh, I can't do it. I probably can't do it. Or this. Or when you notice that that is happening, then it's something you need to work on. Is something you need to work on. There's someone that I read about him a long time ago. He said that if you say that you can, then you can. Then you are correct. If you say that you can't, then you are also correct. If you say that you can, you're correct. If you say that you can't, you're also correct. It's whatever you tell yourself that then comes forth in your life. And so when you realize that your inner voice is telling you something negative, you then need to change it. And one of the things you need to change, the first step is identify. Now you've identified that, oh, I want to do something big. I want to do this thing. But my inner voice is telling me that I can't. The next thing you now need to do, don't just accept it and say, well, I can't. You then need to challenge it. You question the stories that you tell yourself. Oh, because I'm too quiet, then I probably can't speak. Or because I'm too quiet, I don't like people, then I don't need to put myself out there. I'll give you myself. I was someone like that. I was very quiet. I didn't really want to talk. I didn't really want to do anything. I was so shy. I didn't want people to laugh at me because yeah, I just want to do my. But then I started challenging those limiting beliefs because at the end of everything, those beliefs will not allow us to reach the level that God has created us to get to. You then start asking yourself, well, my mind or my inner voice is saying that I can't do it. Is this actually true? Is it really true that I can't do it? But in some cases, you can then ask yourself, where is this limiting belief coming from? Is it because, in some cases, is it because my parents have not got, they didn't get to that level? Is it because some people, my friends told me that I'm not good enough? Is it because you start questioning that limiting belief? And it could be because that everything that we see around us points to the fact that we can't do it. So once you start identifying that there is this limit around me, then you know what you can then find a solution. But the first thing is when you identify them, you start challenging them. And then once you start challenging this limiting belief, because there's something negative there, you need to wash it out. It's kind of like when a plate is dirty, when the plate is dirty, and you then realize that the plate is dirty, you first need to wash it. You need to replace, or when you have a bowl of dirty water, you need to replace that dirty bowl of dirty water with bowl of clean water. I don't have a video here, but there was somewhere where there is this kind of bottle with a dark liquid there. The person put like charcoal or black this thing, and then the person put it under a tap, and the tap was pouring clean water in there. Over a period of time, you would see that the dirty water will flow out and the clean water will remain. So once you realize that there are some limiting beliefs in your head, in your inner with your inner voice, what you then need to start doing is you then need to start replacing it with empowering thoughts. That may not necessarily be immediate. It takes a bit of time because then you are reading books, you are opening your eyes to see that there is something bigger elsewhere, and then you start rewiring or rewriting that inner voice. Things that you never thought you could do before, when you find somebody else that has done it, it then enables you or gives you that belief that, oh wow, this person is doing it. I could also do it. Once you see, and that's why I am very happy to speak to people. I'm very happy with the things I do because I know that for some people, they thought it wasn't possible. But now, because they are seeing me doing it, they can see that these things are possible. So now you then need to consciously swap these negative narratives with truthful statement about you, about what God says about you. So you can read the Bible and you can see that, oh, the Bible says this thing about me. That is what I believe. I don't believe what the inner voice is saying. This is what I'll put in my heart. You need to start replacing those negative patterns with empowering thoughts. And you continue to repeat them. I like there's this part in the Bible. I'll quote a bit of Bible, but it helps me when I'm rewiring my thought. It says, Do not conform to the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be transformed. So once you are renewing your mind, everything around you then starts to transform. So what is the first voice? The first voice is your inner voice. The next voice we are going to look at is the voice of mentors. The voice of mentors. Who who is a mentor? Who is a mentor? A mentor is a person who has gone before you, who has already walked the path that you are looking to walk. A mentor is a person who can show you the mistakes, the pitfalls, the shortcuts, in essence, in some cases, that you can go through to get to the point that you are aiming to get to. A mentor has seen it, has probably experienced those mistakes, have learned from those mistakes, and then the mentor shares the learnings with you. A mentor, a mentor, if you have a mentor, they see the potential in you even before you see it. They can see that, oh wow, I was actually like this. And with this person, he has this gift. And these people can then encourage you, they can challenge you, they can advise you at the points that you need it most. So you need to look for mentors. For you to have a voice that will change the world, for you to develop a voice that will shape change, positive change, you need to have mentors. And the next question you ask is, well, where can I find mentors? Well, I'm too young. I don't know who to speak to. I don't know whether they will listen to me. You need to find mentors. But to find mentors, I would say it's relatively easy. Relatively easy. How do we find mentors? Look in your community. So when we talk about it in your community, in your churches, if you go to church, in schools, if you go to school, you can speak to a teacher and say, oh, please, I want you to mentor me because I'm looking to go in this area of studies. I'm looking to do this. Can you mentor me? In you could have people that you look up to around you and speak to them. You know, the interesting thing is when you go meet them, they will be happy to help. Anyone who has been successful and sees someone who is willing to be successful and willing to do the job, the work that is needed, if they come to them to be mentored, more often than not, the person always, more often than not, responds positively. So there is a fear sometimes that we have and say, oh wow, I don't know what they will say. You see, what I've learned is the worst they could say is no. The worst they could say is no. And no will never kill you. But more often than not, a very high percentage, they will say yes. So if you want to get mentors, look in your community, develop that boldness, and go approach them if none of them have come to you. And you realize that they would say yes. Seek expertise. Find someone with knowledge and skills in areas where you want to grow. You see, for me, I met a mentor on LinkedIn, and this mentor has helped me in ways that I can't even imagine. I realized that this person had the skills that I have, that I want, sorry. And I reached out to the person, and the person was willing to mentor me. So if you know where you are going and you know that I need these skills, I need these skills, I need these skills, uh, find them in different ways. A lot of us, we have social media. On Instagram, we can find some of them, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, in whatever way, find them. And you realize that when you reach out to them, stating exactly what you want and what you would like to learn from them, a lot of times they would answer you and they will be positive towards you. But also, you need to choose mentors who demonstrate integrity. See, there are a lot of successful people out there, but not all successful people should be our mentor. Because some people got their success without character. You don't want to be like those people. Because remember, we are trying to develop a voice that shapes the world positively. So you have to find people who demonstrate integrity, who demonstrate empathy, who have genuine care for your success. Those are the type of people we need to find. And then finally, be open to unexpected guides. There are some mentors who can coach you, but I don't want to go deep into it. Some coaches are different from mentors, but there are some mentors who can coach you. There are some people who are elderly, like your parents, like some of your peers even, that can show you that can teach you what you need. Are we understanding? I hope you're understanding it. Yeah. So, but one question I want to ask is, if you have a mentor, just post on the chat and just say yes. Do you have a mentor? Yes. Or no, whatever the case may be. If you don't, then we need to find. Yes for me also, because I have a mentor. In fact, I have a few mentors, not only one mentor, because I need mentors in different parts of my life. I have a mentor for my professional life. I have a mentor for my spiritual life, different areas of our lives. So mentors are very, very important. Then voice, the next voice we are looking at is the voice of teachers. The voice of teachers. Remember, mentors are the people who have gone ahead and who are willing to encourage us to get there, to motivate us to get there. Teachers, teachers or coaches are there to, number one, they are most of all of us, or most of us, go to schools. Some of the voices, some of the things those teachers say, they stick with us. So when I was in secondary school, I had a teacher. I had a teacher who, a physics teacher, and this man is usually very strict with me. But I then found out that he was very strict with me. So when I say very strict, when he's being lenient with others, it tells me off even more than the others. Even though I score a good mark, he will still come back and say, "You have not done, you didn't do enough." So I was then, at first I was like, "Oh, I don't think this man likes me. This person, he just like to say a lot of things about me." But then I realized, because he came to me and said, "See, Joshua, you are a very intelligent person, and you're not making the best use, or you are not maximizing your intelligence. You are just doing the bare minimum, even though you are getting good scores, but you are not putting in the work. Because if you put in the work, you will get a lot more than this." And when I had that, I can still, well, I've never forgotten it. And it stayed with me even till now. That if I put in the work, if I put in the effort, I will be a lot better than I am. And so teachers are among one of the most powerful voices in our lives. Because what they say, what the challenge they give us, they enable us to think deeper. They enable us to believe in our potential, to maximize this potential. You see, after this man told me this thing, I went for a what's it called? A competition, a physics competition. At first it was on the state level, and I put in the work. I put in the work. I studied, and I got through. From the state level, I qualified for the national level. I qualified for the national level. And in the national level, I came fourth in physics. And so because this man encouraged me, I was able to get that high position in my in the competition. So teachers helps us to shift our mindset, and it makes us dream even beyond what we think is possible. And and teachers enables us to even learn more, because once we start learning, the more we learn, the more open we are to new voices that will build us up, the more open we are to different perspectives, different ideas at every point in our lives. At every point. And so the key thing we need to know here is we need to choose curiosity over comfort. Whatever level we get to, we need to choose curiosity over comfort. Because whatever level, no matter how high it is, there is still a higher level. There is still another step to go. Are we understanding? And so we need to continue learning. As teachers enables us to think deeper. It enables us to learn more. Are we understanding? Yeah. So the next voice that we need to know that shapes change, the next voice is the voice of your circle. The voice of your circle. So we've looked at, what have we looked at? We've looked at your inner voice. We looked at the voice of mentors. We looked at the voice of teachers or coaches, but also the voice of your circle. The people you surround yourself with will determine the direction that you are going. The people you surround yourself with. And the book of Proverbs, also from the Bible, it says, evil communication corrupts good manners. So even though you're a very good person, if you surround yourself with people who are not very good, you realize that you start becoming like them. And so for you to have a voice, a true voice that shapes the world, that shapes change positively, you need to spend time with good quality people. You see, someone said, if I know 5 of the closest people around you, I can determine your future. And that's very true. So look at the people around you. If those people are not able to encourage you, challenge you, uplift you, if you do not surround yourself with the people that believe in you, then you realize that where you are going, you won't be able to deal with things with confidence. So, who are you surrounding yourself with? So I want us to think about it. Let's give an audit. Let's give an audit. Let's give an audit. So just give me a minute. Okay. Yes, you've raised your hand. I think someone has raised their hand. Hello?
Yes, hi Joshua. Well done. I just wanted to play the video of um the guy with the water in the
Ah,
pouring the water inside the bottle. I wanted to play that video before you continue.
thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, please do. I will stop sharing.
Okay.